Have you ever had such experiences when you quarrel with others? The more you rush to explain, the more they push their luck. When you cooperate with colleagues, the more you take the initiative to compromise. The more work they push onto you. When you get along with your family, the more you accommodate everything, the more they ignore your feelings. You obviously pay a lot, but you never get the respect you deserve. Guiguzi said, yin and yang generate each other, and emptiness and solidity depend on each other. A true master will never fully reveal their true state. They know how to hide half and show half, use silence to create mystery, and use unpredictability to make others dare not easily look down on them or manipulate them at will. This is the first part we are going to talk about today: strategic secrecy. The core of strategic secrecy is to remember one sentence: the easier you are to see through, the lower your value. There is a famous psychological principle called the scarcity principle, which means that the scarcer something is, the more it is valued, the easier it is to obtain and see through. The more it is ignored. This also applies to interpersonal relationships. The more you expose yourself without reservation, the more you respond to every question from others casually, and the more you rush to explain every action of yours, the lower your value will be. Because others have completely figured out your temper, your bottom line, and your weaknesses, they know how you will react, how you will compromise, and how to make you compromise with one sentence or make you collapse emotionally with one action. Such you have no advantage in the game at all. You can only be beaten passively and led by the nose by others. Those who understand strategic secrecy will deliberately reduce meaningless explanations, deliberately slow down their pace, and keep silent at critical moments, making others unable to guess or see through them, thus daring not to test or manipulate them casually. The reason why many people are easily manipulated is that they are too eager to prove themselves and gain others' recognition. When others question them, they immediately explain at length. When others ask them, they pour out their hearts without reservation. When others provoke them, they immediately burst into anger. They think this way can win others' understanding and respect, but they don't know that this will only make themselves more passive. For example, at work, when your leader questions your plan, your first reaction is to explain flusteredly, pouring out all your ideas, worries, and shortcomings. The leader originally just mentioned it casually, but after listening to your explanation, they instead find more problems with you and begin to doubt your ability. But if you understand strategic secrecy and know how to pause and be silent, the situation will be completely different. When the leader raises a question, do not respond immediately. Pause for 3 seconds first to calm yourself down and make the leader unable to figure out your thoughts. These 3 seconds of silence are not a sign of cowardice or guilt, but a sign of calmness and confidence. In these 3 seconds, you can quickly sort out your thoughts, judge the leader's true intention, and then respond with concise and powerful words without saying unnecessary words or making meaningless explanations. In this way, the leader will not think you are guilty, but will instead think you are calm and reliable, and will respect you more. Another example: when you have a conflict with a friend, and the friend misunderstands you and says some hurtful words to you, your first reaction is to rush to defend yourself and prove your innocence. But the more you talk, the more chaotic it gets, the more rigid the argument becomes, and finally you part on bad terms. But if you understand strategic secrecy and know how to be silent, after the friend vents their emotions, pause for 3 seconds, do not defend or refute, just look at them quietly. These 3 seconds of silence will make the friend's emotions calm down slowly and make them start to reflect on whether their words were excessive. Then, you can express your thoughts in a calm tone without rambling or deliberately explaining, just focus on the key points. In this way, you can not only resolve the conflict, but also make the friend respect you more, because your silence conveys a sense of confidence and calmness, letting the other person know that you are not someone who can be manipulated or hurt at will. Strategic secrecy never means making you taciturn or closing yourself off. It means letting you learn to restrain yourself, learn to filter, learn to keep silent at the right time, and hide yourself when necessary. Reducing meaningless explanations does not mean not explaining at all, but not making unnecessary explanations. Pausing for 3 seconds before answering does not mean deliberately delaying, but keeping calm, sorting out your thoughts, and seizing the initiative. You must remember that your value is never proved by explanations, but by your strength, your confidence, and your unpredictability, when you learn strategic secrecy and stop exposing yourself easily. Others will respect you more and hold you in awe, and you will no longer be easily manipulated or hurt. Learning strategic secrecy is only the first step. To truly take back control, you also need to learn to see through the other person's cards and their manipulation methods. This is the second part we are going to talk about today, spotting the strings, which is what Guiguzi called the art of reaction. Guiguzi believed that to control the situation, you must first learn to listen and collect information through listening. Because in conversations, people will always intentionally or unintentionally expose their weaknesses and desires. These weaknesses and desires are the strings that control them and also the key for you to control the situation. The reason why many people are manipulated is that they are too eager to express themselves and persuade others, ignoring listening and collecting information about the other person. They only know what they want, but not what the other person wants, what the other person's weaknesses are, or what the other person's worries are. In this way, they can only be led by the nose, by the other person, and passively accept being manipulated. Those who understand the art of reaction will put themselves in the position of an observer. Speak less and listen more. Collect information about the other person through their words, tone, and body language, and figure out their cards. They know that everyone speaks with a purpose, everyone does things with their own desires and fears. As long as you listen carefully and observe carefully, you can find the other person's weaknesses and desires from their few words and find the key to controlling them. For example, when negotiating with others, if the other person repeatedly emphasizes that time is pressing and urges you to make a decision repeatedly, it is likely that they are eager to reach an agreement and are afraid of negotiation failure. That is their weakness. When getting along with colleagues, if the other person always deliberately flatters you and fawns on you in every possible way, it is likely that they have a request for you and want to use you. That is their desire. As long as you can see through these, you can seize the initiative in the negotiation, not be confused by their flattery, and make the most beneficial decision for yourself. For example, if you are a salesperson, when negotiating with a customer, the customer repeatedly says, "Your price is too high, I need to think about it." Many salespeople will immediately panic, start reducing the price and compromising when they hear this. But in fact, when the customer says this, it is likely just a test. Their real desire is to buy the product at a lower price, and their weakness is that they really need this product, but do not want to spend too much money. If you can see through this through listening, you will not compromise easily. You can keep silent, look at the customer quietly. Do not speak or reduce the price, making the customer unable to figure out your thoughts. When the customer sees that you are unmoved, they will know that the price is the bottom line. And if they really need this product, they can only accept this price. In this way, you will seize the initiative in the negotiation instead of being led by the nose by the customer. Another example, at work, there is a colleague who always finds various excuses to ask you to help with their work. They will say, "I'm too busy today. Can you help me make this form? I'm not good at doing this. Can you help me?" Many people are embarrassed to refuse and will agree, resulting in their own work piling up while the colleague becomes more and more pushy. But if you can see through their weaknesses and desires through listening, you will not be easily manipulated by them. Their desire is to be lazy and not do their own work. Their weakness is that they know you are embarrassed to refuse and that you are too easy to get along with. As long as you can see through this, you can refuse their request with a silent and firm attitude. When they ask you for help, you can pause for 3 seconds, then say calmly, "I'm busy too. You should do your own work." In this way, they will know that you are not someone who can be manipulated at will. and will not easily ask you for help in the future. The core of spotting the strings is to learn to listen and observe. Do not rush to express yourself or react. Spend more time and energy on listening and observing. Listen carefully to every word the other person says. Observe every body movement of the other person carefully. Collect information about them from these details and figure out their cards. You must remember that every person's behavior has a reason behind it. Every person's words have a hidden purpose. As long as you can see through these, you can seize the initiative in the situation. Not be manipulated by the other person and gain an advantage in the game. Learning strategic secrecy and spotting the strings is not enough. To truly become the master of the situation, you also need to learn to establish invulnerable boundaries and learn emotional detachment. This is the third part we are going to talk about today: establishing invulnerable boundaries. The reason why many people are manipulated and hurt is that they have no sense of boundaries and are too easily influenced by emotions. When others provoke them, they burst into anger. When others challenge them, they fight back immediately. When others use emotional blackmail on them, they compromise and give in. Their emotions are like a switch. Others can press it and make them explode immediately. Such people can never control the situation and can only be led by the nose, by others. Those truly powerful people understand emotional detachment and know how to keep a straight face and remain silent when others try to provoke them. They know that their emotions are their most precious asset and also their biggest weakness. If you are easily influenced by others' emotions and easily provoked, you will expose your weaknesses, be caught by others, and lose control of the situation. Therefore, they will deliberately train their emotions, making themselves able to keep calm, composed, and expressionless in any situation. Your lack of response is the greatest insult to the manipulator and the most powerful counterattack against them. Because the manipulator's purpose is to provoke you, make you lose control of your emotions, and make you make irrational decisions so as to achieve their goal of manipulating you. If they find that, no matter how they provoke or challenge you, you are indifferent and expressionless, they will feel frustrated and powerless, lose interest in continuing to manipulate you, and take the initiative to back down. For example, in life, there are always some people who deliberately say hurtful words and do excessive things to provoke you and test your bottom line. For example, someone will deliberately laugh at you and say you are incompetent or a failure. Someone will deliberately challenge you and say you are afraid to refute or cowardly. Many people will immediately burst into anger when they hear these words, quarrel and confront the other person. But in the end, they not only gain nothing but also are led by the nose by the other person and fall into passivity. But if you understand emotional detachment and know how to keep a straight face and remain silent, the situation will be completely different. When others laugh at you or challenge you, do not respond. Do not refute. Do not burst into anger. Just look at them quietly, with a straight face and no words. At this time, the other person will feel very embarrassed and frustrated. They originally wanted to provoke you and make you lose control of your emotions, but you are indifferent, which will make them feel that their efforts are in vain and their provocation is ridiculous. Over time, they will no longer easily laugh at you or challenge you and will hold you in more awe. Another example. At work, there is a colleague who deliberately targets you, makes things difficult for you, and deliberately speaks ill of you in front of the leader, wanting to make you lose control of your emotions and make irrational behaviors, thus losing the leader's trust. If you are easily provoked, quarrel with the colleague easily, and make irrational behaviors easily, you will fall right into their trap. But if you understand emotional detachment and know how to keep calm and silent, their conspiracy will not succeed. No matter how the colleague targets you or makes things difficult for you, you keep a straight face, focus on your own work, and are not influenced by their emotions. When the leader sees that you are so calm and composed, they will not blame you, but will instead think you are mature and reliable and trust you more. Those colleagues who target you, seeing that you are indifferent and unaffected, will feel powerless and slowly give up targeting you. The core of establishing Invulnerable boundaries is to learn emotional detachment and control your own emotions. Do not be easily influenced by others' emotions, do not be easily provoked, and do not make irrational decisions easily. When others try to provoke you, challenge you, or manipulate you, keep a straight face and remain silent, responding to all their small moves with no reaction. Your silence is not cowardice or evasion, but a sign of confidence, calmness, and invulnerable power. This power will make others dare not easily look down on you, test you, or manipulate you. Over time, you will establish your own boundaries, become an invulnerable person, and truly take back your own control. So far, we have broken down the power of silence into 3 core parts: strategic secrecy, spotting the strings, and establishing invulnerable boundaries. These 3 parts are interrelated and mutually supportive, jointly forming the core wisdom of Guiguzi's yin-yang art and the key methods for us to take back control. Now, let's summarize and see how to apply these methods to our daily life and work, and truly become the master of the situation with silence. You can also become such a person. Starting today, learn strategic secrecy. Reduce meaningless explanations, and pause for 3 seconds before answering. Starting today, learn to listen and observe. See through the other person's strings, and seize the initiative in the situation. Starting today, learn emotional detachment, establish invulnerable boundaries, and respond to all manipulation and provocation with silence. You must remember that you are not someone who can be manipulated or hurt at will. You have your own bottom line, your own confidence, and your own power. You do not need to prove yourself by chattering. Do not need to win others' recognition by compromising and giving in, and do not need to defend your dignity by bursting into anger. Your silence is your most powerful weapon. Your unpredictability is your most precious wealth. Your boundaries are your strongest shield. Life is like a game of wits. Everyone is trying to fight for their own interests and control the situation. Those who understand the power of silence and know how to use unpredictability can always gain an advantage in the game, take back their own control, and live the life they want. Do not be afraid of silence. Do not reject silence. Learn to be with silence, and learn to use the power of silence. You will find that it is so simple to not be manipulated and control your own life. If you want to learn more ancient wisdom to avoid being manipulated, subscribe to this channel and we will become stronger together, because true strength is not roaring, not confronting, not proving yourself, but understanding silence, understanding hiding, understanding controlling your own emotions, and understanding controlling your own life. When you learn the power of silence and know how to use unpredictability, you will find that the whole world will treat you gently, and you will truly become the master of the situation and live as your own reliance. Finally, I want to leave you with a sentence. Silence is not inaction, but accumulating momentum. Unpredictability is not mystery, but confidence. May you learn the power of silence. Take back control with unpredictability. Not be manipulated by others, not be influenced by emotions, and live as a calm, confident, and powerful person. From now on, be neither humble nor arrogant, be calm and unhurried. Control your own life in your own world, and live the life you want.